Welcome to Crimes or Misunderstandings, a true crime podcast. This is where we find out when the men that have been released from prison, and women too, are on the road to redemption or the fast track back into the jail. So it's a boys-only episode. Me and Diago just going to talk about the evolution of organized crime and what's happening in current times as opposed to the way things are in America, Brazil, where Diago originates from. How the Mafia was very significant. Now it's the cartels, and in Australia, the bikies, and just the evolution of organized crime.
Sounds good. There was actually one crime that, one guy that got picked up that I wanted to get your take on. It's this Melbourne underworld figure. He was actually with Khabib. He was one of Khabib's bodyguard, you know, the MMA fighter.
Yep.
And
was he a bodyguard for that guy?
Yeah. So Khabib was in
really?
Indonesia, Malaysia, and he was pictured as his bodyguard in front of him.
Oh, really? Okay, so this guy, they call him the Punisher. He's part of the Mongrels. Mongrel mob is different. That's New Zealand boys. These are the Mongols. He's a Punisher. He was previously shot. He was shot 8 times and survived.
Yeah.
He had, he had many friends, but just obviously just as many enemies. And about 3-4 weeks ago, they found him outside of a hotel that he had checked into, and he was assassinated on the sidewalk.
Yeah, I have the video. We should do a reaction to it. Let me pull it up here, and you can take a look at it and let us know what you reckon.
The aftermath of a brazen execution. Distraught family and friends comfort one another as detectives piece together the murder of Sam the Punisher Abdulrahim.
I've been here for 35 years and I have never ever seen anything like this.
Definitely shocked, yeah. My son was the one that ran in to tell me and I thought he was joking.
Staff at the Quest Apartments called police around 10:30. Sources telling the ABC the former Mongol bikie was coming out of the lift in the basement car park when he was shot in the head. His girlfriend was with him at the time of the attack. She administered first aid to no avail.
That female is obviously extremely distraught and upset. And, this is something that will live with her for a long time.
A white Porsche seen speeding away from the crime scene was dumped and set alight in the neighbouring suburb of Reservoir. A major player in Melbourne's underworld, Abdulrahim had convictions stemming back to 2009 before he turned to boxing. But it's his alleged involvement in the 2016 murder of crime figure Kadir Oz that saw tensions escalate. In recent years, Abdulrahim survived multiple attacks. In 2022, he was ambushed and shot 4 times in the chest while leaving a family funeral. Wow. In February last year, a Thornbury club was firebombed days before it was due to host a boxing match with Abdulrahim. In May, he was lured outside of his Thomastown home where he was shot at 17 times. His home was peppered with bullets again just weeks later and was firebombed in August. A source close to Mr. Abdulrahim told the ABC there was $1 million bounty on his head and they'd encouraged him to leave the country only recently.
We had nothing at this stage to suggest there was a live threat that was imminent.
Police say they'll have a strong presence in the area in the days to come to prevent any staged revenge. They're also investigating whether the shooting is linked to Victoria's tobacco wars. Alexandra Alvaro, ABC News, Melbourne.
Well,
yeah, so he was actually in the boxing world as well, so it fits, right in.
I guess it is. It's funny how crime does follow. Well, tough guys want to be tough, right? And the easiest way to do it is in the fight sport. I guess it happens. It's happened since the inception of fighting, and what are you going to get? But at least like in America, there's plenty of guys that are not involved in crime and do fighting. Whereas when I came here, is like as soon as you're in the boxing ring, they assume that you're part of organized crime or dealing with the underworld. And if like I owned a boxing gym and I can say that I had a lot of the underworld come through and I knew them and they actually helped me like set up my fights and all that stuff. And that was before. My main ambition was to grow the sport and keep kids off the street and do well. And the best place to draw from that is the place where those kids are getting themselves in trouble. And now I feel like I've always had like a high moral compass until, of course I got caught selling cocaine, as we've talked about many times. But my main focus was actually trying to help these guys. But there's no doubt about it. They're all involved. I know a lot of guys from a lot of clubs. I've trained a lot of them. A lot of them that were addicted to drugs used to come to me, and I'd let them live at the gym, live at my house, and we'd wean them off drugs, get them into the fight world, have fights. Now they're off. They've got their tradies tickets, and they're back on their feet. They have families and stuff like that. But the underworld is definitely involved in fight sports, for good or for bad, or maybe it's both. But I guess you could say that pretty much about every profession. I mean, I know guys that get shot, and there's doctors that go into special places to operate on them. That they're not necessarily what would you call in Australia theaters, or like places that you have surgery done in the States or whatever. But there's influence. I mean, they influence the building
industry.
The building industry. They're concreters, glasses, bricklayers, you name it, they do it. So they're in everything, but I think that they're probably more predominantly evident in the fight sports. And I guess this Abdulrahim, I've been out of the game for a while. I hadn't heard of him. I know a lot of the Mongols here. I've trained them and a lot of them have transitioned. I don't think there's rebels here anymore, and the rebels were the biggest club in Perth, and now since the death of Nick Martin, who was assassinated by that sniper at the Motorplex, who was a friend of mine. He helped me with a lot of my fights. He had his guys like help set up my cage, and I was always trying to be a good influence, but he helped me like a lot. I mean, there was no criminality happening whatsoever. It was just what I felt was out of his good heart, but. Yeah, they're definitely involved, and they're definitely around. And I see this guy. He's definitely with Khabib. Unbelievable.
It's interesting that he was the bodyguard for Khabib, and I guess maybe he was trying to get out of the underworld, but he's just too deep. It looks like he had 9 lives because this guy was he was getting shot directly in the chest multiple times. He was just. Yeah, he was firebombed multiple times and he didn't die. But why wouldn't he just move out of Melbourne?
Hey, good question. I mean, some people, I guess it dates back to the ancient times, but you go back into America's Wild Wild West, like Billy the Kid and all those, he could have got out of Lincoln County. He kept getting out of Lincoln County and coming back, that was his area. I guess that's his people. I do not know if you know that they're actively trying to kill you that hard. And there's people, it's funny, you have friends, but you have friends that are not really great friends. So you don't know who's doing what, for financial gain. They said he had $1 million hit on his head. That's a lot of money. You have to have some really good friends not to leak your location, that for that kind of money. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a big gangland war that it seems like it's going on in Melbourne, and there's a lot of which brings it to the conversation regarding guns. You know how guns is not allowed in Australia, and but it seems like they're just having shootouts in Melbourne. So
I guess if you want it, you can get it. Australia. Even though it's an island, it has a lot of beaches and the world has a lot of boats. It has planes and it has people willing to risk, taking the chance of getting whatever contraband it is, whether it be guns, drugs, or whatever, ready to take flights. I know that they can take guns apart and send them part by part until they get here. And I know they're very, very expensive. You can get a ghost gun in America for like $300. That could be 9 mil, 40 cal, 45, whatever you want. $300. Ghost gun off the streets, $300. You bring that here, and it's worth between $5,000 and $10,000. If it's a nice gun, nice handgun, you can get up to 15 grand for it.
And $300, that's cheap.
$300, $300, and you can just put it. I mean, they're doing 3D printing now. You can 3D print a gun. The guy that killed the president of that insurance company in America
he's Luigi something, whatever his name was. Yeah.
All right. So
that was a 3D printed gun.
3D printed gun. Yep. Yeah. So yeah, and I mean, you could. With the technology now, if you want something, you can get it. I don't care. You can put up all kinds of. I mean, the funny thing in prison it was like you got guys, you got guys making that are making millions of dollars trying to get away from the biggest gang you'll ever meet, which is the government that has an army full of technical geniuses with $1 trillion to catch you. So you just have to be one of those. You just have to be like one of those people that just gets lucky, to get stuff through over and over again. You can roll the dice a few times, but just like in craps, you're not going to win every time. So, but yeah, you bring that stuff through, good chance you're going to the pin, baby.
And did they? So there's I don't know if you heard. I'm just trying to bring it up now, but. Craig Christian is one of WA's most notorious underworld figures. He's died at age 60 now. Died last week.
Yeah. I mean, I knew him very well. He had a gym called Harry's Gym. He trained Chris John, world champion, with Angela Hyder, Tony Tolge. Like, he worked with the likes of Danny Green and all kinds of those guys. I know that he had his fair share of troubled moments, hate him, plenty of friends, plenty of foes. He was in the boxing world, did quite good for the boxing world too. But there's a lot of guys that
there he is.
Yeah, there are a lot of guys just running from demons in this sport. He looked like Mike Tyson. His dad, he never knew his real dad. His mom was a prostitute. The guy that he considered his dad was a pimp, and Mike Tyson, without boxing, would have no doubt been dead already, or in doing life in prison. I think he'd been arrested 30-something times, through his teenage years. And funny thing is that his first boxing coach is a guy named Robert Stewart. That's my dad's name, Robert Stewart. So I always remember that. And then from there he found Customato and all those guys. But yeah, Craig Christian, he was a tough guy. I mean, he was a tough guy, loved the sport. I bought, I don't know if I just mentioned, but his gym that was going out of, he had been raided, and in his gym, on the other side of the gym was like a bunch of rooms, like massage rooms. And then in his gym, under the boxing ring, underneath this concrete, there was a big safe that concealed by concrete. I'm buying stuff from there. Just done. I don't know whether he used them or not, but they were connected to it. I bought his ring, I bought his bags, I bought everything, and I moved a gym not too far from where he had originally opened that gym, Harry's Gym in Balcata.
They say he's a big underworld figure, but they didn't say anything much. They just said that he just used some meth in that story. Yeah, well,
is that what they said he died from meth?
Yeah, they just let's take a look here. So Craig, one of WA's most notorious underworld figure, dies age 60, long time police target. Butcher died of natural causes last night at his home in Wanneroo. Just says natural causes. But yeah, here Christian was a on again, off again meth user who was on drug charges when he died.
Yeah, I think he was on some pretty serious charges too. I don't want to talk. Yeah, I know that he was on some charges, and then obviously he wasn't convicted of it. I know that he was on charges for extortion. I think he'd lent some people some money for their house and they didn't pay, and he went over and knocked on the door and asked for it. I don't even think it was like a violent thing, and they charged him for extortion, intimidation. But yeah, I remember I was sitting in prison, and he gets out of prison. You know how most people, when they leave court after being charged or having an arraignment, he's leaving court, and most people don't give any kind of interview. The guy stops in the middle of the street. He's eating an ice cream cone and talks to every reporter there is. There are some characters in this world, that's for sure.
All right, have you ever, what's your thoughts? I want to get your thoughts on this particular type of crime.
Yeah.
Right? Because a woman has been screwed over out of $780,000 this week.
Yeah.
However, the crime?
Yep.
Online romance scam.
Well,
Annette Ford, Perth woman, conned out of $780,000 after falling victim to two, not even one. Poor lady, she got done twice with romance scams.
Is she looking for another boyfriend?
I have been, a Perth woman here, desperate for love, plenty of fish in 2018 after her 33-year-long marriage fell apart. I was gullible, pair hotel bill. Let's see how she got, here we go. Ms. Forbes, who allegedly lived in Amsterdam but claimed to have a friend working for the FBI, asked for $2,500 to help with investigation. So imagine you're sitting there and someone calls you and it's like, all right, FBI needs some money for their investigation.
Man, I mean, wow. So is it a crime to be dumb in public?
That's what I'm asking. Is it like
how dumb do you have to be? Like gullible? I don't know. How many? It's kind of for me. It's like she's paying for attention the same way a girl would do on OnlyFans. And then when you don't get the end result, you want your money back, but you willingly gave it to. Yeah, you're stupid as hell. But the people asked, and you willingly gave it to them. So where's the crime? Really, I don't know. I don't know how this works. But let's just say if I walk outside, somebody says, "Hey, will you give me $50?" And I say, "Cool, here's $50." And then later I say, "Why did I give him that 50? I want him arrested." Like, you can't do that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You know, like what? You meet somebody, you really like them, and they ask you for some money, and you give them money, and then they decide not to pay you. This is what a lot of guys end up in prison for. So they'll lend people money, and then the guys don't pay them back, and then they'll go and ask for their money. The guy doesn't give it to them, so they slap them at their house, and it's like aggravated burglary, and they end up going to prison for doing somebody a favor. So I don't understand the laws. I don't know how they come about. There's so many different ways to hang yourself. My suggestion would be, if you want to fall in love, you should probably lay your eyes on somebody before you decide to give them money. And if you haven't done that, then do it at your own risk.
And she's also, it says here that she had to go every time to crypto machines. So it wasn't an easy transaction. She had to go to a location that had a crypto machine, and then she'd give $1,000 a pop each time.
Wow. So like, again, unless her IQ is like a retarded level, there was no crime committed in my opinion. I mean, her only crime was being dumb in public. I mean, she should probably be charged for it.
Because really, it's like, yes, we understand that it's morally wrong. We get it. We get that.
Yeah.
But it is a transaction. She is getting, maybe at the end it was cut off. Like, she must have been messaging this person back and forth, and, she fell in love with a person on an app. And then at the end, they broke up with her, and now she wants her money back.
Hey, and you know what's so messed up about this whole article right here?
What?
the West Australian pretty much gives her address. Like I said, dating scams, gives her name, and gives Helena Valley, Perth, where she lives. Guess what? It's not going to be too hard to find. All you got to do is Google somebody in that thing, and guess what? She's going to have a lot of boyfriends coming her way.
Net forward.
I mean, I'm sorry, lady. You need to give your money into a conservatorship or something like that. Let somebody else manage it for you because you're dumb as fuck.
It is outrageous.
Yeah.
It is outrageous. What was your thoughts of some of the guests that we had on?
Some of our guests so far.
Yeah.
I mean, I am fully entertained by.
We'll bring
strange.
some of them up, and you let us know what your thoughts have been so far of some of the episodes that we've done.
Yeah, misunderstandings. So I mean, I can just. I mean, they're all characters. I mean, I swear I wake up every morning and I should pay myself $21 for the entrance into the movie I'm about to live this day. You know, so every single one of these guys is just, I just look at them and be like, they're all characters in movies. You know what I mean? These guys, Leonardo DiCaprio and all these guys, Jake John, we got to cut that out. Sorry. I don't know.
Oh. You're back.
What's that?
You're back.
Yeah, I'm back. So yeah.
So we had our first guest here.
Who was it? Hamish.
Hamish.
A serious character.
So he was stuck with a HIV needle by staff in Australia's worst prison. He should have a court case with that.
Right, but
It didn't happen once. I think on the episode he said it happened twice.
Yep, he had to wait. They had to wait 3 months after getting pricked, and literally 2 days after they pricked him, they did it to him again. I mean, 2 days after they told him he didn't have HIV, they did it to him again.
That's outrageous.
Man, can you imagine waiting? You're in prison already, stressing out, and then the staff, who's so incompetent, sticks you not only once but twice with an HIV needle, and not consecutively, like. So you've been stuck once, and now you've been tested, and you have to wait to see if the virus brings itself to life in your body over all these months, and they test you, and they say, okay, you're clear. So finally you go, I mean, you're stressing out as it is. Then you've got that compounded, and 2 days after you get it's not there, they do it to you again, and then it starts all over again. You know, I mean, the simple fact that he's not suing is beyond me. I mean... But I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. But Hamish, he's a character. I'll tell you right now, you know, some people say I don't drink, and then you see like people, have a drink, and then I have a drink, and they'll crack up, you have a good time.
Yeah.
So I did have an account. I seen Hamish, he's started with a beer, and the next thing I know, the next 5 days of my life were absolute horror. And I don't want to go into everything he did, but I am telling you right now, there is nobody, there's nobody else that I know personally that I will walk into a place, and if I see them with even just a beer, that I will immediately turn around and I will drive 500 Ks from where I'm at just to not be involved in what's going to happen over the next few days. Hamish is mayhem, baby. I'm telling you, this dude is crazy. Do not give that guy a beer. If you see Hamish anywhere, do not give him a beer because hell is following. I promise you this. I can't believe, but I don't know. But we might bring him back on and see if I'm allowed to talk about some of this shit he pulled, but
yeah, we should bring him back,
man, I'm telling you, oh my God.
He's a wild boy.
Wow. Do not serve alcohol to Hamish. If anybody out there knows Hamish, do not give him alcohol. He's the sweetest, nicest guy that will do anything for you in the world. He's so intelligent, reads books, like trains hard, like everything. But one drop of alcohol and this dude, the devil takes over, man. He been down to the spirit world and he visited them demons, boy, and he brought some of them back.
And then we had episode 2.
Who do we?
Our young man.
Yeah, Dom Calabria. So that's ongoing. His dad's been actually Dom Calabrio was Craig Christian's cousin.
Really?
Yeah. So Dom, through his son, was contacting me, and then he put me on his phone in prison, and I had just a couple weeks ago gotten Craig Christian's number for him because, I think, he needed to talk to him, maybe try to get some money to help with his case or whatever. And, and then that's happened. And then I haven't, Dom's put me on his phone. I haven't heard from him in a while. So, don't know what's going on. Maybe we should probably give his son a call and see what's happening.
Yeah. What about, so the next one was Victor.
Victor, man. Victor, I love Victor, man. He was... The poor guy, I think he's suffering hard. We talked with another guy, Ron Parr, who had all these fighters in his gym. He had Fitness Fight Center in Northbridge. He pretty much had all the fighters, like everybody. And, he's now, Ron had issues of his own. He's been over, he did a good stint in prison. He had one of those misunderstandings. Some people call it crime, misunderstanding. He kept trying to collect rent on businesses he didn't own. So apparently that's a crime. And so he did about 9 years in prison. And but he's got out. He works hard. There's friends and foes everywhere of these type of people. But I talked to him about Victor because Victor trained out of his gym, and he claims, and I tend to agree with him, that he's got a bad case of CTE. And you can tell, I love Victor, but man, I think, you just that many years of getting, knocked in the head have taken their toll. And I feel for Victor. I really do.
Yeah. I heard that as well. What about this one? This one I thought would do better. This one was, I think, our lower ones.
Yeah.
Was that because? Do you reckon that's because we said, he gives jobs? Well,
you know what the thing is. It's probably your fault because you didn't put the right SEO on there.
Yeah, maybe.
But no, the thing is, we're not so. What I'm trying to tell people here, until I get 20 loaded episodes this way, we're kind of keeping this channel hidden because I just want them to see that there's consistency and entertainment. And
we haven't done any marketing whatsoever for the episode. We're just putting episodes up for your entertainment, really.
Yeah. So, and then again, we're not, Diago is so well-spoken. Me, sometimes you'll find my speech getting stuck, my memory getting stuck. So we're trying to polish how we go through this show. So, until we really start promoting it, we're not going to really see the viewership until we get to that point where we're polished. And I said on episode 20, then it's going to go on Spotify. It's going to go on Apple Podcasts and wherever else we go. We're going to put it on Instagram. We don't have Instagram. We don't have TikTok. We don't have Facebook. Right now, we're just building content.
So if you're here right now, you are one of the originals of the Crimes or Misunderstanding team. So make sure you share the videos out. Yeah. This one. Clarky.
This dude, they got to make a movie about this, man. I'm telling you. Somebody needs to grab this and make a movie about it. I'm telling you right now, the guy is a character. He's a walking character, man. All you got to do is watch the episode. Self-explanatory.
That episode's phenomenal.
How do you accidentally break your mate out of prison and just be sitting there somehow with a sawn-off shotgun when he's on transfer from a maximum
first charge.
Yeah.
So where's the
Pointed a sawn-off shotgun at these guys. Politely asked them, "Can you please let my friend go home?" And they said no. So that was very nice of you, by the way, Clarky. So they said no. You've got him out now. You're getting away.
Yep.
You're in the car. You guys get into the car. So there was a girl with you. Who was this girl? Because it was in the news.
Yeah. She was just a female friend.
Did she get charged? I hope she's a female friend. She wasn't woke yet.
Yeah. This bit.
Tell them I'm wearing these shorts, this shirt, and I'm standing next to a fucking white Commodore.
Well,
why would I tell this chick that if I was there to break out my mate and I know what he looked like? What would I give her my description for?
I don't know that you did this or not, but all I know is that every time I got sent to the hospital, Like, I dislocated my knee.
Yeah.
And 14 months later, 2 prisons later, they pick me up at 4 o'clock in the morning, like, Stuart, we're out of here. They don't tell you when you're leaving, man. So you had to have some sort of information this dude was going to be there. Your good mate, who you were getting a diamond necklace for, and you just accidentally had a sawed-off shotgun.
I don't know. There's white.
Man,
That's quality. That is such a good episode.
You know what? One thing about me, I got to call a spade because, especially if we can laugh at it, man. Like, there's nothing more important. I love laughing. My love language is laughter, man, and I love to laugh, and especially at like strange people, strange scenarios, and stories that are just unbelievable, man. Like, unbelievable.
That episode was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then we had the bikie lawyer come in.
Yeah. So
that was interesting. Yep.
Yeah. Hey, Gary, to this day, he's actually such a loyal friend. I've opened up this taco stand because I was just utterly offended by what they called Mexican food here in Perth, and so talk to them about that. What's been happening? We've got Taco Loco Perth. We're doing some of the markets now. We've got a food stall. We just kicked it off. It's been taken, but people are loving our tacos. We literally sold out we're in some markets last Friday, and we sold out of food, which I never thought was possible. By about maybe an hour and a half into it, we had more food covered. It was crazy. Our lines were like wrapped around, and everybody else had a trickle. Anyway, I'm like I always do. I jump in the deep end first and just try to figure out as I go. So I've brought it, and I was like, oh, I need some help. So I got Gary to help me, and of course, he was a high paid lawyer and all this, and I paid him accordingly. I paid him nothing, and then he did it, and then he did it again. He swapped, and he's just pissed off the whole time. He's like oh grumpy. So of course, me, the funny guy that I think I am, I started telling everybody. I go, not only do we have the best tacos in the world, we got an angry dad back here. I go, this guy's always pissed off. He's sitting there flipping tacos. I was like, you've got to put this condiment. He's like, I'm not doing it. I'm fighting with him. Like, come on, man, you got to put the onions and the coriander. And he's like, I'm not doing it. I'm only gonna flip the fucking tile, man. So, long story short, he's now decided to become, or what he does now, I guess he travels all over the world, like following these racehorses, but he's now called me and he's in Chile, just chilling out on the beach. Of course, it's the middle of winter, freezing his ass off. And I said, hurry up and get down here. And he goes, oh, why? Because the pay's so good. I said, listen, Gary, I promise you, I give you my word. If you come back, I'll double your pay. He goes, double my pay? He goes, double of nothing's nothing. I was like, anyway, you can't outsmart a lawyer. You can't outsmart a lawyer.
He was a good dude. And then we who else was it?
Well, we got my fat ass getting okay.
Oh yeah, you got chili. You got chili dry.
So your mate Divine, the white rapper, has come up with the bomb, and I was like, no, I'm not taking the bomb. I don't want to get burnt by hot sauce, but of course, again, I'm not too smart, and I just give in to peer pressure still at my age. So I've taken the bomb, and somehow I've gotten it on my fingers, and I've rubbed my eye with it, and then I've also rubbed my shirt with like the big part of it to like get it off my fingers. And so as my eye is burning, I'm like, I can't see. I've taken my shirt off to wipe myself, and I've handed it to this Brock, who I trained he went to the state amateur championships, and in the amateurs won all by knockouts, but he's had gray hair since he was 12. It's weird. And then he keeps handing me my shirt, but the shirt with the bomb on it. So I'm literally rubbing the bomb in my eyes every time. I can't believe I can still see now. Brock's getting paid back. If you watch this, Brock, you're gonna get paid back, boy. It's coming. Like, why would you? Man, I took care of you since you're 18. The first time I met this guy, I go, hey, I let him into my house. Him and all of his mates. I was like, yeah, just help yourself. I had a beach house. Like, I just met him. I was like, I really like these kids. There's white kids. You can really trust white kids because they say all the colored kids like yourself you can't trust. Hey. That's not the case, man. I get into a car. I just did an event and I had like I don't know, hundreds of like bottles for alcohol. I get in their car, they have about 40 of my vodka bottles in the back of their car. First time ever, I was like, this fucking little shit, man, he stole my vodka, but yeah, I kept him under my wing anyway, and and then after I take him under my wing, I trade him to the state championships. There I am on the side of the building dying because you guys gave me the bomb, and the bomb is in my eye, and he does me the favor of handing my shirt to let me wipe more the bomb in both my eyes. I was blind for a week.
That's all those extra skipping that you made him do. He finally got payback.
Well, if you go into my other Grady Stewart, you can see all my fighters. I used to make them eat chilies. If they didn't show up to 5 days of training in a row, they had to eat the hottest chili in the world. And I've got everybody, Power Drill, Brock, I mean, you name it, you see them in there eating chilies on the boxing, in the boxing ring dying.
Yeah, that was this episode.
Oh, that was Power Drill. Power Drill did me a solid the other day, by the way. So, of course, again, as smart as I am, I decided to start about 4 businesses at the exact same time, not realizing that humans need sleep. And, yeah. So...
There's you guys. You went through all the chilies in this episode.
That was horrible.
And nearly died.
Well, hey, so we found another one that's hotter than the bomb. It's called the Afterlife. So one of the
Afterlife.
It's called the Afterlife. 5.5 million on the Scoville. So I've decided to do an Afterlife challenge. At one of the food stalls, and it's you put a quarter teaspoon in 2 tacos. You got to eat the first teaspoon. Mm-hmm. Wait 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Eat the first taco with a quarter teaspoon of Afterlife on there. Wait 30 seconds, then eat the second one. If you get them both down.
Within like a minute?
Nah, just
whenever you want.
Yeah, you just got to get them both down there free. I've probably had 25 people do it. There has been one person, now actually there's 2 now that have done it successfully, but the first one to do it successfully.
Yeah.
Was a kid with Down syndrome. I'm not kidding. His mom came up and she's like,
yeah, the Downs.
I couldn't believe it. I'm like, can I give it? She's like, he loves it. I was like, no, but this is really bad. She's like, give it to him. I was like, are you sure? And she's like, give it to him. He's eating it, and his cheeks are glowing red, and tears are coming. I'm like, he should really stop. She's like, nah. And the mom is cracking up. She's like, ah. The kid downed both of these in the Afterlife, and then just without saying anything, walked off, and the mom was cracking up. She's like, "Thank you so much." I said, "You're welcome." I think I'm just waiting for like manslaughter charges. Yeah,
Have you seen?
No.
Have you seen these guys?
No, but I want to.
So these guys, they're pretty big. They're Sean is.
I want them.
Sean and Marley, they're Down syndrome guys, and they do this cooking show.
Where can I collect them? Yeah. I need them.
So is this ready? I can put this in here.
So when Theo Von came to Australia, he started cooking with them.
Are they in Australia?
Yeah, they're in Australia.
Let's go get them.
Big, they got a massive channel. They're really big. 2 Down syndrome guys that make cooking videos.
What city are they in?
Great question. They might be. I'm not too sure, actually. Yeah, they just cook food and they just do Down syndrome.
Wait, Diego, I'm gonna ask your legal advice. Do you think?
Look, they did their own hot ones, but they did hot wings.
Please, God, let me find these kids. The only person I want to hang out with more than them at this exact moment is Beetlejuice from Howard Stern.
Beetlejuice.
I would take that guy. I don't care if he shits his pants.
He's hilarious.
What did he say? That he has another dwarf there. That Howard Stern goes, "Hey, Beetlejuice, did you shit your pants? Did you shit your own pants?" He goes, "Nah. Dom shit my pants." And I blame it on the other guy for shitting his pants for it. But this is my legal question. If we get these guys on the show, and we feed them the Afterlife, and maybe even Mad Dog and the bomb, is that considered a crime or a misunderstanding?
That's for sure a misunderstanding.
Yeah. Or did we understand?
Yeah, that's an understanding.
Yeah, that's an understanding for sure.
All right, so the last one that we did was horse. Big horse.
Okay, so I love horses. Horse has been helping me. So of course you got to use your network. And again, I'm not just out of prison, but I've been less than 2 years out of prison, and you have to use your network. He's got a demo team, and I've pretty much gone over and taken over his workshop, and making my taco truck great again. And so they're doing it. But every time I go over there, he's showing everybody the podcast that he's on. When this thing goes, when we send this out, everyone's he's gonna be so in love. But both of us have had, I've had 3 deaths this week. Couple guys suicide for not being able, women that are keeping that use the courts to keep men from their children, not warranted. They've killed themselves. And then we have another famous footballer, Adam Hunter. He was he's the guy that kicked the 2006 premiership goal for the Eagles. He died. I don't know. It's not confirmed how he died yet, but he died, and we've got his funeral on Thursday, so we'll be taking horse there. But we have postponed until this week is over. His surrogate father also died, so tomorrow is his surrogate father's funeral, which is a Wednesday. Thursday we got Adam Hunter's. We've got Adam Hunter's funeral, and then we've got the weekend, and then we're gonna need to do part 2 where we go find the body. There's a body to be found. I say some stories are so hard to believe that they're real. So let's go find out.
Yeah, it's insane that he went to the police, he told them where this body was, but because the police already had a suspect locked away, the police don't want to hear about it. But the body's never been actually found, so he knows where it is, and we're looking to go dig it up on this show.
Yeah, well, stranger things have happened. The funny thing,
But if we find the body, is that on us? Are we legally allowed to dig up a dead body?
Oh, listen. Dude, I don't think people get charged. There's all these podcasters that help track down things. People that are walking through the woods and find a dead body. I just need us to be accounted for where we were when this dude went missing. I don't even think I was in Australia, but I need to check. You know what I mean? There can't be a crime for finding a family's, a family's missing. It would be so important for them to locate his body. I mean, they obviously know he's deceased. I would think that the government should give us at least a $4 or $5 million reward each for doing this for him. But we'll take less, considerably less. But I can't see it being a crime to go check out what one person's. It could be good information or bad information. We won't be wasting the police time sending them on bad information. We're just going to go find out for ourselves. And we'll see what happens. Yeah.
No, I agree. That's going to be quite interesting. But yeah, I think that was good. I think quick, short episode. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. As you said, we're building out the library. So if you're here now with us, welcome to the family. You are a new. What's the tier for them if they're in now?
I mean, it's only going to get better. Like you can't pay. You guys wait for a great crime movie to come out. True crime, Shawshank Redemption, all this stuff. We have the original and 9,000 sequels. Just stay tuned because this stuff is just going to get more and more entertaining. The people I know alone, we can cover a year, but those people will bring people. And if you guys have people that would fit the mold and are entertaining, I'm into it. Pedophiles, they're more than welcome to show up, but they may not leave. There's some crimes that are just unacceptable in our world, and pedophiles beware, because we're gonna have a pedophile hunting channel one time. Like there's guys in America that just go track down pedophiles and just put them on show. I mean, they even slap the shit out of them. There's few crimes that are actual crimes, and you need to be punished to the ultimate furthest extent. I've got 2 little kids, and I can't wait to expose you pieces of shit.
If you want us to expose them, have a pedophile hunting channel. If you want us to have where we locate dead bodies of deceased family members, which we're looking to do, make sure you subscribe and share the channel and support us. Right. Yeah, go on.
Well, there's one more thing that we really need to promote. And, it could possibly be the second best podcast going around, next to Joe Rogan. This guy, what's his name? What's his name again? Diago what?
Correa.
Yeah. He's got, what's it called?
Rational Grounds.
Go and visit Diago Correa's Rational Grounds.
Yeah.
He's actually got some pretty interesting stuff for a Brazilian. He speaks quite well, like way better than me, and English is not his first language.
Actually, you'll really like the last person that I had yesterday. It was Lance French. He was 27-year police veteran.
Yeah.
He left the force during the COVID thing.
Yeah.
He didn't want to get vaccinated, so he left and sued WA police.
Yeah.
And now he just got accepted as one of the Liberal candidates. And then Roger Cook, the WA Premier, is running his entire campaign against him.
Oh, good night. I mean, you can see now, like, good is taking over evil again. All you got to do is look at America. Like, how many people did they murder, man?
Yeah.
Cancer rates up 1,400%. You know, myocarditis. I've had a few friends die from that already. They've given it to me. I wouldn't swim in a 50-meter swim with my daughter, and I was out of breath. I'm sure it has to do with that. These pieces of shit need to be answering to somebody. And I'm glad this guy he didn't take the vaccine. I was forced to take it out of love for my kids and, you know, the hope to stay in this country, which I did, and I am very grateful to Australia for letting me stay and be with my kids. And I truly hope that I can be a good influence on people to like I was before and will do again. But they forcing us to take that garbage in our body with that mRNA is murder. So that is murder for profit.
Make sure you like, subscribe this channel. Let them know.
Get it done.
Peace.
You think you can take me? Give me a fucking arm, you gonna take me?